Well, he is on the couch. Yes, the one, the only, the genius known as Ben Cobb. He is here from the Museum of Glass. He is our hot shop director and the lead gaffer. Let's find out what a gaffer is. He's here to talk about the joint venture of pipe making for a weekend at the Museum of Glass. Ben Cobb, welcome back.
Thanks for having me.
Ben Cobb, how high can you get that foot? Raise it. Just
here
raise
we go.
it. There it is. Okay, we've superseded the sock cam, and there it is. No, Ben, come back.
Oh,
just one
back
more time.
more?
See,
all right.
Look. Ta-da! You've got fried eggs on those socks.
That's right.
I love that. Ben Cobb, let's talk about this pipe making. Wow. Why are you now, after all these years, embracing pipe making? Why now?
Well, it's a good question.
Yeah.
But over the course of the museum being opened and highlighting the overarching art and glass sort of movement that's developed in the Pacific Northwest, there's something that developed right alongside of it that never got a lot of attention. That was pipe making.
Okay.
So from the early 80s until now, a lot of folks were making pipes at the torch. It's using a different type of glass, borosilicate glass, and making, in the beginning, very functional, straightforward, what you would think of as a pipe.
Right.
And then moving into incredible sculptural objects that were also functional.
Yes.
So this happened in parallel to sort of the art glass industry, as it were.
Okay.
And, maybe it was shunned because of the,
Shunned?
Shunned because of what it was,
Now,
what they were for.
I'm going to pause you because
Sure.
we have a video, and after you watch this video, there's no shunning.
Oh, sure.
Roll that video. Well, you,
So
that's incredible.
Yeah.
Who would shun that?
well, I mean, that's the thing, is the artistry and the technique that goes into making those rigs and pipes. It's amazing, and it should have just the same sort of, get the same accolades that hot glass and the tried and true art portion does. And so this weekend is about highlighting those makers and about collaboration with some of those folks in the hot shop.
I love that. And speaking of this weekend, okay, hold that picture, because this weekend something is open late, which is incredible, which will help us with this.
Yes, and so joint venture happens on the 19th and 20th.
Yes.
And on Saturday the 19th, the museum is open late, so we're open 10 to 8. But from 5 to 8, there'll be food trucks, and our cafe will be having a beer garden. So please come down and check out the demos and see what's going on. The folks that are coming up, mostly they're from Oregon. There's a few folks from Colorado and Seattle. They're great. I mean,
Oh my
the
God,
things
yeah, they're incredible.
They're incredible. And there's these pieces are all on view currently in the museum. So this is the collection of Joe Solfis. His pipe moniker is Big Spin Glass, and he has a portion of his collection on view in the museum, and they are incredible. And this sort of documents a bit of the timeline of pipe making. Some of these
Look at this.
Some of these are more straightforward, and that sort of represents the early pipe making time up to sculptural objects, which you see more coming up now.
So Ben, in your opinion, and also to help me, because I'm very naive about pipe making, where's the line between simple pipe making and fine art? Because this is fine art.
I don't know. I wouldn't know where that
Love
line is.
this.
I'm not one to say. I think that art is a subjective thing, but I think anytime you have something that enhances your life, whether it's for beauty and also in this case for function,
I have a
so
penchant
cool.
for dragons. Boy, that's amazing. Oh, and look at this.
Yeah,
So it's in the eye of the beholder.
it really is.
And that's what makes glass making so impressive, because I cannot even comprehend. I mean, I'm a big fan of glass. And also I watch Blown Away. That is not something that you see happen. I hope that Blown Away starts doing pipe making.
Right?
Yeah, because it needs
Great.
to be more of an exposed art. So what else is coming to the museum hot shop in the coming months here?
Well, I would direct folks to check out our website. We have an excellent visiting artist lineup coming up. But one of the things I wanted to mention was an exhibition near and dear to our hearts down at the Museum of Glass, and that's chalk drawings by Walter Lieberman.
Yes.
And so Walt is a longtime member of the museum staff, and he's one of our main MCs. So the guy who's talking to our audience about what's happening on the floor. And one of the things he started doing many years ago was making these excellent chalk drawings on the floor to help our audience understand what they were seeing.
Right.
To slow the process down and to show them sort of a moment, to sort of freeze that moment in time so they could, see what was going on, because sometimes it happens pretty quickly.
So what we saw Walt do, we saw also that being done on the Blown Away series.
For sure.
Yeah, about the chalking and helping us understand.
Exactly.
Thank you, Walt.
So Walt is going to have an exhibition of his chalk drawings, and it opens on April 26th. There's a member reception on the 27th. So if you're a museum member, please come by, check it out. And
if you're not, be a museum
be
member.
a museum member, and come down and celebrate Walt. So it's going to be very cool. It's going to be his chalk drawings paired with some of the pieces out of our collection.
Oh, God, I love that. And you'll still have the pipes on display also.
Yep, pipes will be on display as well.
Absolutely. Okay, so last 2 minutes. Who do we need to thank, Ben? And let's kind of recap when we need to go.
I would thank our staunch supporters and our members, but most of all for this weekend, I thank the artists who are showing up this weekend. They put a lot of effort in this. They're so thankful to be on sort of the stage that the museum offers, and we're so happy to have them. And they're great folks. Made a lot of new friends, and they're really excited to share their passion with the audience. So it's a great weekend of education and to see a different way to work with glass. So big thanks to the artist community as well.
There's a ton of artists this weekend, isn't there?
Yeah.
You guys really threw the net out on this one.
Yep. I mean, it's, there's some folks in here that really helped kind of spread the word and get folks interested. So we'll have about 11 guest artists working on the floor. At any given time, we'll have a flame working setup in the grand hall with somebody out there making pipes and rigs at the torch. Yeah. So it's going to be a great weekend. It'll be busy. There's something always going on. And again, if you get the chance to come by in the evening, 5 to 8 on Saturday, and check it out.
5 to 8 on Saturday with great food. And you know what? If I were to ask you who is this exhibit for, I know what you're going to say, so say it. Everybody.
I was going to say it's for everybody.
It is. I don't know anybody who can't go to this and just be wowed by it.
Yes.
I mean, we're wowed by the glass, which this glass is Hilltop Artists, which I want to mention because many of the artists that started there are now performing in the hot shop. But in addition to knowing how this is blown, we get a chance to see how pipes are made, and that is just like watching the Mona Lisa being painted. It's unbelievable.
It is. It's a very cool thing, and it's not often in the public eye.
No,
so
it's not.
Please come down and check it out.
Ben, thank you for being here, and thank you for
absolutely.
bring beauty into our lives.
Thanks for having me.
All right, when we come back, we're going to be having some little pet of the week, and then we'll be talking about, a weather science experience. You don't want to miss that. We'll be right back.